Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I pray that everyone had a good holiday weekend with your family and friends, and everybody made it to their destinations safely and just enjoyed each other. So for me, my behind was in the bed because Saturday I thought I could eat anything I was big enough and bad enough to eat. I mean, I ate stuff that I haven't eaten in a long time for obvious reasons. But Saturday, I was hanging out with my friend and our niece. I call her my niece. We had such a good time. So we were just just hanging out, eating, and then we went to her house to watch movies where we ate some more. So, of course, Sunday, because of all the sodium and just my poor choices of food, I was under the bed almost. I was under the bed. So I really didn't do much except to get up, shower and get right back in bed because that salt had me. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Mm, mm. So I have reconnected with I don't even know if I should call her a friend after this many years. It's been over 30 years. And everybody says we're so much alike. And for years, I was like, don't be saying we're alike. I'm not like her. I'm not like her. But we are. We're a lot. We're a lot. And we own it, especially now at this age. Like, I own my extraness. So just watching her over the past few however many weeks we've been hanging out, she's bold like me. She's gonna say it how she mean it, like I do. And it's not to be mean. It's not to be, she's just blunt like me. So she's gonna say it how she mean it, and I am too. And that's just that on that. But I was just looking at her, I was like, the thing that I had been praying for was already in my life. Somebody who's gonna tell me my truth even when I don't want to hear it. Somebody who's going to hold me accountable, and somebody who I can tell them their truth even though they don't want to hear it. And it's not going to be an argument. It's not going to be now, it may sting a little bit because the truth hurts at times, but I'd rather be slapped by the truth than kissed with a lie. Tell me the truth. Don't send me to hell in a handbasket. Tell me the truth. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. I want to hear it. Too many times we have yes people around us, people who just tell us what we want to hear, and it's detrimental to our growth. So, but the thing about her, she has a heart of gold, will do anything for anybody. Anything for anybody, and she's always been that way. I think because we were apart for like 7 years. And at that time, I had my own health issues. I had my own problems, my own things going on in my life. And so I wasn't with the extraness because at that time, I don't think I was there, quite there. I was in a different place in my life. I was in a different place and at a different point. And, growing up, sometimes we grow apart, but God will bring us back together when the time is right. So I needed that time. I needed that time apart to heal, to work on me, to get some. And a lot of times people think it's all about them, and I would probably feel that way too. If my friend pulled away, I would look at me like, what did I do? What did I do? At that time in my life, I just wanted to focus on me. I had my health to consider. I had, You know, I was becoming an empty nester. All the things in my life that they were changing me. I was growing up. I was growing, you know, more mature. My kids were leaving home. My life was changing. And it wasn't easy to go through that. So I chose to go through my changes on my own, you know, with just God and prayer. So I think we're both at a point where we've transitioned through things in life. Now we can really enjoy each other. We can, like, I could see the value in her, whereas before I couldn't see it because I was irritated by her. You know, almost all the time I was irritated because I'm sitting here and I didn't tell her the extent of the things I was going through, you know, in my life, dealing with my health and other things. And that's on me because I don't share a lot when I'm going through things. I keep it quiet. I pray about it and I move on from it. So that's on me. But at that time it wasn't right. The timing wasn't right. And I was, you know, angry because I'm like, okay, I'm going through my own stuff. I know you got your stuff, but I got stuff too. So it kind of built up some resentment. And not kind of, it did. It built up some resentment. And how I dealt with things, I would just distance myself because I'm not going to be stressed, you know. And at that time, my health, I just couldn't allow myself to be stressed by anything or anybody. I just couldn't. So, you know, all that said and done, I never stopped loving her, never stopped praying for her, never stopped thinking about her, never stopped. You know, it's like a connection that we have beyond friendship. It's family. You know, it's family to me. So it's been awesome hanging out again, laughing. I mean, it takes me back to when we were in high school and we were silly and young and carefree and we just had fun. So it's amazing now at this age, that's how I'm feeling again. Like, okay, I feel like, I know we're you know, y'all, we're women of a particular age now. We have adult children. We're in different stages of our lives, but it just feels light again. It doesn't feel so heavy. It doesn't feel like there's resentment. It doesn't feel like you know, there's an elephant in the room, or it just feels right. It feels right at this time in my life. So I have been enjoying myself. Like I said, I ate everything I thought I was big enough and bad enough to eat, and I paid for it dearly. I paid. Then I was like, do I regret my eating decision? Because if I had to do it over, would I do it again? If I was gonna feel like I felt on Sunday, I probably wouldn't do it again. But I was having so much fun. I just know that I cannot do salt like I used to. I just cannot. And I used to eat salt on everything, even fruit. So over the past about maybe, I say 9 years, I just haven't been able to tolerate salt that well. So I've been, you know, kind of being watchful of that. But I had so much fun with my friend and our niece. We were just laughing and being silly and just enjoying each other's company. And to me, that's what it's about. It's, you know, it's good to be there for each other when the times are heavy and hard, but it's awesome when we could just hang out and just be. just enjoy each other, just encouraging each other, uplifting each other. It's just, it feels good. It feels good. I didn't think that I missed her as much as I did. Like seeing her again, it just felt like I can't even explain it. It felt like a sense of home, which is something that I can't say that I've always had, especially growing up. But just being around her and my godmom and the rest of it, just felt like I was home. Not a physical place, not a physical, being, but just the love, the acceptance, it just felt wonderful. It felt wonderful. And I have the sweetest godmother. Oh my gosh. The sweet one thing about her, she personifies agape. Sometimes, and I can be honest and say this was me. As humans, our love at times, well, I'm gonna say because I don't think I've ever just stopped loving people, but I've fallen out of like with them. So like with my friend, I went through a phase where I don't want to be around you like that no more. I got stuff going on. So it was, I love you, but at this moment, I ain't liking you like that right now. I never felt that way about my godmother because she's just always been a joy to be around. Always, always, always. She's always shown agape. Not that conditional love, not that you made me mad, so I'm going to treat you bad. Or you and my daughter not talking, so I'm not. She never has done that, ever. Ever, ever, ever. And she was the one who facilitated the reconnection. And it's weird because years ago, about 7 years ago when we first moved here, I had a dream that me and my friend and her sister, we were having like a tiff. And mom came through and she said, sisters fight. That's all. Y'all just going through something, sisters fight. And I'm like, that's a weird dream to have. Like, I'm happy I just moved here. I'm enjoying, my friends. But then I had this dream like immediately. But it was prophetic because she was the instrument in bringing us back together. Because she wasn't taking no for an answer for her birthday party. When she invited me, I'm like, where is it? So she sent the address. I said, is that a house or is that a venue? She was like, oh, that's my friend's house. I'm like, okay, now your daughter and your other daughter. So you need to make sure that's all right now, because I don't want to be showing up somewhere. But it was just, it's a blessing when people love you. I know it's nothing I did to deserve it, right? Because I know I can have my ways. I like Sunday, I wasn't feeling well at all, but I didn't tell anybody. So that's just my thing. That's how I handle stuff. Like if I'm not feeling well, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna know it until I'm better. So I got to get out of pulling away when I'm, going through things and not allowing people to be there for me, especially people who have my best interest at heart. Now, nobody's perfect. None of us are perfect. So I got my moods, ways, and attitudes, and, everybody else do too. But it's just loving people beyond, what we think are flaws and faults and shortcomings. That's what agape is. It's loving people despite what we, the attitudes and the, the temporary mood changes and whatever people are going through. That agape is loving people unconditionally. So I'm just so excited to just, it feels good. And I didn't realize that that was a piece that I was missing in my life. Because when you grow up with somebody, you know, we saw each other's babies, you know, held each other's babies. Now our babies are late 20s, early and late 20s, you know, was at each other. Well, she was at my, not my wedding, but my vow renewal. And I, you know, just seeing each other through so many different phases of life. So it only seems right that God will bring us back together. And we're both at great places in our lives where we can just really enjoy each other's company and just be around each other. You know, just be. No pretension, no pretending, no, we just real. Just real, raw, and loving it. So yeah, y'all. I said all that to say this. I ate a lot Saturday. I paid for it Sunday. Got out of the house again today. I went out yesterday, had to get a new tire because of these potholes in this city that I live in. The crime is horrendous. Then you hit a pothole every other day. So you best believe, God willing, I'm looking for me a house in another state somewhere. I'm telling you, a condo, a house, or something. But like I said, if it's God's will, because I've gone my own way before, so if it's God's will, you know, it can't be just me up and doing any and everything that I want to do. So it's got to be His will. But anyways, God bless you, and this is my little rambling chat. Take care, everybody. Stay safe.